Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀ ẹ́.
Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó èmi mo rí bìí rẹ̀. Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó èmi mo rí bìí rẹ̀. Akọ́ ọbí kò tuntun lẹ́nu ọkọ̀ àrùn gbogbo. Ọkùnrin gbọ́n lójú ogun ẹkùn ọkọ̀ ìgbóná. Àwọn alákọ̀bí tó kùnkùn ọkọ̀ àrùn gbogbo. Ọkùnrin gbọ́n lójú ogun ẹkùn ọkọ̀ ìgbóná. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó èmi mo rí kìí rẹ̀. Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó èmi mo rí kìí rẹ̀. Akúwá alábàbí tó tuntun lẹ́nu ọkọ̀ àrùn gbogbo. Ọkùnrin gbọ́n lójú ogun ẹkùn ọkọ̀ ìgbóná. Akúwá alábàbí tó tuntun lẹ́nu ọkọ̀ àrùn gbogbo. Ọkùnrin gbọ́n lójú ogun ẹkùn ọkọ̀ ìgbóná. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó dára o. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Bí mo bá ti débè lópè inú mi adùn máa jó.
Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Ó ní bí mo bá ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀ lókè àtàmì ajá gágá.
Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Bí mo bá ti rí kóńgò lókè inú mi adùn máa jó.
Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Mo ní bí mo bá ti rí tápà lókè ẹlẹ́mu lága.
Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Òwúrọ̀ yìí
Òwúrọ̀ yìí ó
dára ò bàbá.
dára o. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Ìwọ jẹ́fo mi o, ìwọ fẹ́ lomi, gbogbo kóńgò mi. Ìwọ jẹ́fo mi o, ẹ̀yin fẹ́ lomi o, gbogbo kọ́ńgà mi. Bímọ mi máa jẹ́ kó mẹ́mu o.
Ayé ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́mu náà ní púpọ̀ ayé.
Bímọ mi máa jẹ́ kó mẹ́mu o, mo wí.
Ayé ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́mu náà ní púpọ̀ ayé.
Bímọ mi máa jẹ́ kó mẹ́mu o, òwúrọ̀.
Ayé ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́mu náà ní púpọ̀ ayé.
Ó yá ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́mu màdára yéye.
Ayé ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́mu náà ní púpọ̀ ayé.
Mo ní bí mo láyà kan máa jẹ́ kó ja ìrètí o.
Ayé ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́mu náà ní púpọ̀ ayé.
Òwúrọ̀ yìí o.
Ó dára o, òwúrọ̀ yìí o, ó dára o.
Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá jó. Bí mo bá ti rẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mu màá yọ̀.
Ògbèrè mi dé.
Fádà àti ìgbàgbọ́.
Alambada oko owó jẹ.
Ògbèrè mi dé. Arambada o, arambada owó jẹ.
Ògbèrè mi dé. Alambada o. Alambada owó jẹ.
Ògbèrè mi dé. Arambada o, arambada owó
lónìí jù ẹyẹ ló lọ́rùn ọ̀kí ló rẹ̀ yẹ èrè lùdé ó máa yí tètè lóbi ẹ̀ o èrè lùdé.
Chibambo, this is Berekete. Afolabi, you are too much. Timon Afiz, I welcome you. Father, you can participate. You can call in. Every one of you on the okay, I welcome you. Let us share the video. Invite all I am carrying. Wọn kò rọra yín. Wọn kò rọra yín. Èmi mọ́lẹ̀ Jòṣùpá. Oyin nálẹ̀, lálẹ́ bóyin, ó máa jẹ́ fún lọ́ba ìlú. Oyin nálẹ̀. Oyin nálẹ̀, tí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà bá o. Oyin nálẹ̀, oyin nálẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́nu rírú. Ẹlẹ́nu rírú. A máa yí ní padà.
Ọmúradò àyè olúwa rẹ̀ ti rí kó tó kóyí. Oyin nálẹ̀, ìjẹ́kùn náà wà oyin nálẹ̀. Ọmúradò mi rẹ̀ òyìnbó. Omi lọ ọlọ́jà.
Chief Abbas, Labi. Okay, Femi Johnson, Femi, I welcome you. Father is coming. LSF Nepa Baba Oje. Rahim Rukaya. Adelawa Aki. Ali Yakubu, you are welcome. Let us share the video. Invite all I am carrying. Rachel Mansfield, I greet you. All right. You're all welcome from wherever you might be watching. This is Diaspora Gyration Live, episode 151, with Mr. Gyration. The Enusius, Agbacious, Nobitious, Tingbocious Cultural Ambassador. Our guests will still be on the program. Please invite all I am carried, share the video, let them participate. Today it is going to be Hypergasky. We want to talk about a very critical issue in Comradium. Olamide Akorede, I welcome you. For all of you that are watching live on Yeye Oge page, you are welcome onto today's episode. Glorious Chapel, Tolani, I welcome you. Jimon Afiz Ayodeji, you are welcome. That is why today we want to be talking about something very important. Matron Bimbola Gladys Adeyemi, you are welcome. Today it is going to be Hypergasky. You will have the opportunity to call in onto this program and also to ask questions. Do we really need restructuring in Supreme Comradium? Otumba Akande. Okay, Okunade Olamilekan. As you're watching live on Facebook and on Yeye Oge's page, you're also watching live on YouTube, Mr. GYRATION TV. You can also like our page. You can also follow us on YouTube. On YouTube, like and subscribe. Joy, Udo, I greet you. Yes, oh my God. Iya Baba, the matron of Eternal Covenant Choir, I welcome you, man. Níbi gbogbo tí ẹgbẹ́ tí ń wò mí, ojú tẹ́ fi ń wò mí ò ní fọ́, etí tẹ́ fi ń gbọ́ mi ò ní di. Nagode, Allah, Nagode, Allah, Seriki. Nagode, Allah. Nagode, Allah. Nagode, Allah, Seriki. Oya Nagode, Allah, Nagode, Allah, Seriki. Nagode, Allah. Nagode, Allah, Allah, Seriki. Nagode, Allah, Bandiji. Nagode, Allah. I welcome you, Aru Fela, Abe Fela. You are very, very caring, my wife, Agbaski is saying. Ali LSF double honor of Iliadu Melta. You are too much. All right. If you are just tuning in, this is Diaspora Gyration Live, episode 151 with Mr. Gyration TK. Okay, first and foremost, let us do it like this. All praises, all glory, and adoration be unto the Lord, the maker and finisher of our faith, the King of kings, the Lord of lords, I am, who was, who is, and who is to come. The Obaba Tere Baba is the Oba Waba Eleti Baroye. He is the Okiki Okaka Okiki Tin Kimolaya Obatayro Biagogo Eleruni Kabiaosi Obatumba the Bale Oba. Father Lord God, we thank you for making it possible for us to be alive today on another episode of Diaspora Gyration Live. Father, we say thank you. Also, I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you wherever you are watching from. Yes, this is Diaspora Gyration Live, episode 151 with Mr. Gyration TK. Tashere Kwateko, the Enusios, Agbasios, Lopicios, Tingbosios, cultural ambassador. I still remember myself. Yes, my guest is in the house, but I'm going to unveil my guest very soon. In a micro 10 seconds, I want to say a big welcome to every one of you wherever you might be watching from. North, East, West, and South, Europe, Asia, America, Africa, Nigeria in particular, and all LSFs, senior fellowships, patronses, matronses, chiefesses, all and comrades watching everywhere around the world. Just do us a favor, kindly help us share the video, invite all I am carried to be part of today's program. Like I said, if you are watching us, okay, I say a very big thank you to every one of you watching on Yeye Oge's page. Yeye Oge's page. I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for always being there. Please share the video. Like the video. We are transmitting live on YouTube, live on Yeye Oge as we're doing now. So please subscribe on our YouTube channel, Mr. Gyration TV. All right. Everybody say, I'm saying welcome. Okay. Mentioning names, I have mentioned names, but let us just catch a little clues before I am going to bring in my guest.
One direction, Iliado excess oil field in
Kega's Club. Okay, Adala said, can't we have gyration in full on the Luther Yoruba? This Kega's Club is across all tribes. As you know, we don't do tribalism. Chief Olujimi Father, I doff for your carryability. Betusela Chief, Iliado Meleke. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us start by Eleka Berenikwereu. My guest is in the house. Kukute, Chief Kukute, you are just too much. My guest is in the house as I unveil my guest on today's program. Okay. Join me in welcoming Chief. Chief, although where he is, unfortunately, he is traveling, is on his way from a function, but Mina Ulus, we are still going to catch up with whatever he's going to be saying. Yes, Father, you are too much. I greet you. Oh, I can see the network is crazy over there, but hey. Hello, Chief Father, you are done. I done. Hello. Hello, Father, can you hear me? Oh, I think the network is really crazy. Yes, let's keep gyrating. I'm going to get him back. Okay. Before the network goes by the way of I cannot decode. Okay, let us. Yes. What are we going to be talking about today? The topic we're going to be talking about today is restructuring of Comradium. Restructuring of Comradium. Restructuring of Comradium. As you all know, a lot of things have been going on in Comradium lately. Well, not lately, but lately it has been a thing. It has been a thing that is really, really bugging us in Comradium. What are we talking about? We are talking about a lot of ideologies. A lot of people are coming up from left, right, front, and back, trying to see the best way that we can go. We can put our heads together to make Comradium a better club, a club that we all can be proud of, that we all can be boastful of, that we all can hold our head up and say, we are members of the Care Guys Club. Okay, my guest is back. All right. Unfortunately, all right, my guest is back. Hello, Father. This is
long. What can never stop me?
Father, you are too much. I do for your capability.
I'm almost entering where there will be light now. Just 1 minute. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Mina Willis, okay. Father, this is what today meant to know. All right. Can we meet you, please? Can we meet? Who is Chief Sheyi? Can you introduce yourself? You are live on Diaspora Gyration.
Yeah.
The network is really crazy.
My name is Oluwaseyi Oduyela. Washeyi 1989 90 Kenya.
AB National 8990 Kenya.
Yes.
Thank you so very much, my chief. This is Berekete. Yes, with Chief Shola Aulishola Akere, the father, you are too much. Okay, my chief. Today we are here because we are having you on the program today because there is a very sarcastic and a vital topic we want to talk about. Although we have been seeing your write-ups, on social media about your position when it comes to Comradium. Okay, my chief, let's take it like this. Why? How did you join the K Guys Club?
Yeah, I mean, I studied religion, and one of my lecturers, Professor Nabofa, taught us African traditional religion. And one of the things he mentioned was experiential participation. He said it is not possible for you to stay outside an environment like a community of faith and now judge what they do in there.
All right.
So you have to be a part of it to know what they do. And I've heard a lot of things about the K Guys Club, that they are not serious, that they are cultists, that they use voodoo, and all sorts of things. So I said, let me practice what my lecturer taught us, exploration participation. So that was why I joined the K Guys Club in 1987. So I joined, and less than a month, and I became a member. I was made the drumito.
A drumito. So you can dramatize.
I used to try that.
Okay. So because your lecturer said you cannot judge the book by the cover unless
Yes.
you read what is inside the book, and
Yes.
you've heard different things about Comradium, that they are
Yeah.
cultists, they are drunkards, they are on serious elements, and you said, you know what, let me go and see for myself. Oh, it's just like when the bush was burning, and Moses said, and they said, no, there's a bush burning over there. The bush is burning, but unfortunately, nothing happened to the bush. There is fire on it. So you decided to come and Yokopio. Okay, you coming into Kega's club, can you tell us, did you find what people were talking about back then, that Kega's club are cultists? That means maybe you are one of them. Kega's club are drunkard. Maybe you are a drunkard. Kega's club are on serious element. I think you are on serious element too. Kega's club, they don't read their books. I don't know if you read your books though. But what were you able to prove? Were you able to prove people out there wrong, and by becoming the chief or by displaying your career ability?
Let me say this way that when I joined, I don't even know, I had no idea how they elect officers in the Kegas Club. My interest is to find out. I joined the Kegas Club as an academic exercise. So I was not interested in how you elect an officer. I have no idea how they do that.
Whoa.
So I was born into Keruba and Seraphim Church, and I've been playing the conga since I was the approver since I was 8 years old. So the drumming actually drew me. So
Whoa.
immediately I became initiated. I started dramatizing, and that was how I was made a drummito under Chief 99, who was the chief 87, 88. But based on what I've heard about the club and what I wanted to find out, I eventually discovered that the club has about two schools of thought: the intellectual school of thought and the entertainment school of thought. There are people
Okay.
within the club who believe in entertainment, who join the club because they love to drink and wine and they want to joystificate and enjoy. And there are some other people who join because they were more interested in actually the promotion of the culture or whatever they say they do. So I found out that Kegas.
Oh, Mashas is all over the galaxy. Can you arrest the network? Mashas is all over the galacticos. Can you arrest the network? Yes. Yes, the network is actually bad. Oh, okay. Wherever you might be watching from, welcome on to today's episode of Diaspora Gyration Live. Our guest is Chief Sheyi Oduyela, AB National 8990 Kegie. Yes, he's just talking to us, but the network is trying to go by the. Okay, my guest is back.
It's a Nigerian network.
Yes.
So I was not expecting.
Oh, this network is really crazy. Oh my God. Let's Masha. Oh my God. The network is going by the way of a wire. Okay, let us take it like that. You can be part of this program. WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp me. You can send your WhatsApp to this. Okay, it's back again. We are going to manage it. Hello, my chief. Hello, my chief. All right, my team. I can see you're looking
Yeah.
for network everywhere.
Yeah. So, um,
Oh my God.
I uh, Bob,
The network is bad. The network is bad. All right, my chief, you are welcome back.
yeah. So, with the professor, we did research and we distributed it.
Maybe.
It was.
Oh my God. Father, maybe you're going to change your location. Maybe you're going to change your location. Motunde Williams, I welcome you. Where are Mashasis all over the galaxy? Mashasis all over the galaxy. Mashasis all over the galaxy. Arrest the network. All right, sincerely we apologize for the network. Actually, that is what the network of Nigeria is really actually doing. He has been looking for a well robust and cocastic Eriangamos where the network we decided not to go by the way of Akilapa. All right, if you are just tuning in, this is Diaspora Gyration Live, episode 151 with Mr. Gyration TK. Let him turn off his video. Go with audio for now. Okay. Let me tell him that. Oh, he's back. All right, Father. Father, maybe you're going to turn off your video unless you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry with this network.
Okay, let me send him a
Okay,
message.
maybe.
All right, Father.
Well, I'm trying to see if I can get laptop.
Okay. All right, Father, I'm sending you a message. I just sent you a message now. Okay. All right, Father, just give me 1 second. Let me connect you to. Let me call you on the other line. I'll connect you on. I'm going to connect you so that it's going to be on the stuff. Yes, the network is actually bad, but we're going to get over it. Because you want to fake we will go hear them. I'm trying to connect you to. Okay, Father, I'm going to call you back myself now. We're going to go live. We're going to go audio. I'll call you back. All right. We are trying to connect to the YouTube. To the
Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected.
Yes, the network is really crazy. All right, we're trying to connect to get the audio. Thank you, sir, my chairman. Yes, we're trying to connect. Oh my God, this is really crazy. Okay, we are still trying to see. We're trying to connect. Okay, it's back. Yes, Father. Yes, I'm trying to connect the audio to the audio is giving me some issue. All right, you're too much, Father Aluta. Hello, Father Aluta.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
I think in a better place now. Okay. Yeah, we can hear you. So when you joined the club, you never joined. You don't even understand how they elect their officers and what they do. So you are only trying to. You said Guys Club has two school of thoughts: the academical and the entertaining part.
I said the intellectual and the
entertainment. Okay, thank you.
No.
Okay, so now can you, as a national chief, AB National, then what was your rapport? What is the relationship between you and your world counterparts? How was there clashes where the two of you were you able to paddle the canoe, the boat of Comradium well, and what are your track record as AB National? Then.
I'm not going to talk about my personal track record because I don't have any.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about the teamwork. It wasn't the AB National and the AB World Chief then that actually succeeded in making the Kegas Club a better one then. I think we had a team of other AB chiefs that we worked with.
Okay.
I would say that if I had the opportunity to serve with Abayomi Gbajumo, the AB World Chief 8990 Kegia again, I would do that 10 times.
Whoa.
Yomi is not just a friend, he has become a brother. And that's one of those people. Yomi is known to my family. My mom, my dad, my siblings, they know Yomi Gbajumo very well. We work as a team. I think I remember when I was elected as a chief and Babangida had to shut down our school. So I went with my father to the World Headquarters for the World Council of Chiefs. And as an AB elect, Chief Abayomi Gbajumo invited me to the high table as an AB elect.
Wow.
We never made any decision without consulting each other. And we were not only alone in this, we involved other chiefs. AB Chief Teko, 8990, Rotimi Adegite, was part of our caucus. Shino Shodiepe, AB Chief in Ilorin, aka Ojola Ibinu, was part of our caucus. Ahmed Adio Latif Ahmed, the pioneer chief of Iliakete, belonged to that caucus. We also have some of our friends who are there. I can only remember those few names I mentioned now, who we always carry along with us in whatever we do. So we never reigned as the AB National and AB World. We reigned as the Council of Chiefs, of AB Chiefs. I want to remember Frank. He's dead now, may so rest in peace. He was the AB Chief XX, Iliado XX. And Francis, the AB Chief Iliado Bishop. His name is, we call him Ajebota. He's in Manchester, United Kingdom. Those are people who form our team. I also remember the AB Chief of Ilia Unical then, El Kanemi or whatever, I've forgotten his name. So he's also part of those people who we carried along when we make decisions. So the Kegia 8990 was not a Kegia of National Chief and World Chief. It was a Kegia of the Comradium. So we had people that we work with. We had people who came along with us. And we never made any decision in terms of suspension of any GVC unilaterally. We did that in council. When I say in council, the AB World Chief and AB National Chief suspend GVCs in council with the consent of the Council of Chiefs. We were not unilaterally suspending GVCs. We were not unilaterally dekegging GVCs. We did that in council. That was how we were able to reign. And what did we do in our Kegia? Not me, not Yomi, but AB Chiefs of 8990. And Akomolafe Taiwo, the AB Chief of Odoa then, is still alive today. These were people who were part of that team. It was our time that we said that all AB Chiefs must fully regulate on gyration grant from the beginning of the gyration until we close that gyration. Any AB chief who decide to disregulate while gyration is still on loses his regalia and suspension. It wasn't our decision, it was the council's decision.
Okay.
So, and we did not allow all those little staff of office. We want you to have a normal, proper staff of office like the one you have that is hanging behind you there. So, and we didn't allow the waste of time. I think in our own time, we only spent like 10 minutes for preambles.
Okay, Father, I'm coming now. Yes, I'm coming there. That is the question I want to ask you. The question is, what differs in the Comradium of your days and now? I'm
not going to compare.
Yeah, but no, because you're talking about time. You're talking about time now, time wasting during your time, you're trying to bring in that during your time.
Let me tell you the truth. Since I left as an AB chief, I don't remember. I think when I was the residential chief of Ilia Ogun, I do take part in some of the activities there.
Okay.
And I think because I was used to that timely fashion of Priamus, carried it there. But what I hear now is that there are a lot of time being wasted, spending almost 1 hour for Priamus and all that stuff, which we never allowed in our own time, because we just believe that do it and go straight to the point. If you're asked to do Priamus in English without jarasis, if you try to put jarasis in it, we'll call another chief and we'll take away the microphone from you. No time wasted at all. And I will call our regime then the law and order regime of the Comradium. That's 8998.
The law and order regime.
Yeah.
Thank you, my chief. All right, my chief. According to the topic, this is what we are talking about today. We are talking about restructuring of Comradium. Do you agree that there is need to restructure Comradium?
There's no doubt about that. There is need. Nigeria is a federal structure using a unitary system, and that is why the system in Nigeria is not sustainable. And I see the Kegels as a microcosm of the Nigerian society. And I don't even know the number of aliases we have in the Comradium now. And I think what can actually help to move the club forward is the devolution of power. I remember that in 1993, when there was a crisis, and that was 92-93 Kenya, when Shibolaniwa was the chief of national headquarters and Shola Oduto was that of Ife. So the crisis was so much that one of our Kaiva chiefs, may so rest in peace now, Shivoluke, the chief that initiated me, commissioned Bolaniwa and myself to write a constitution and get the Kegas Club of UI registered. And we spent almost 1 year to write that constitution. And what we did was to devolve the power. In that constitution that we wrote in 1993, which I'm still going to refer to in this issue later, we created the State Council of Chiefs, where aliases in Ogun State, for example, will be electing somebody as their chairman for that year, as a state chairman. But that's not by election, because it is possible that if you do by election, one chief from an alia can dominate that thing for the next 3 years. Right. So we suggested that it should be in a way of rotation, doing it alphabetically. If Ilia Meleki is the chairman of the state council this year, maybe it will be Ilia Ogun or Ilia Fatika next one, or Ilia Lishabi. So we'll be rotating it. Yeah. So creating that council of chiefs for the state level, we also created a zonal council of chiefs, where all the chiefs in that zone, the 6 geopolitical zone in Nigeria, Southwest, Northwest, and all that stuff, will also have, among the state council of chiefs, they will choose one person who will be their zonal chairman. So they will be having state council of chiefs conference, zonal council of chiefs conference, and then the national council of chiefs conference. So we realize that most of the issues that come to the bigger council of chiefs could have been addressed at the local level without bringing it to that level. And the AB National then and I agree that we were fortunate to be chiefs of national headquarters because we are students of University of Ibadan.
Being the student of University of Ibadan.
And chiefs in other areas, Ilia Ogun, Ilia Fatika, Ilia Poli Ibadan, Mother Shrine, all other aliases are also presidents of their club with their executive councils under them and the whole comrades in that area that they govern for a year. So why can't we just allow them to perform, allow them to do that? That's why we created the State Council of Chiefs, the Zonal and the National Council of Chiefs. In that thing that we created, if an AB National attend the initiation at Ilia Meleki, he's not going to preside there. He's a visitor. There's a State Council of Chiefs chairman who should preside there. They will recognize the AB National, he will terminate the possession night, but the chairman of the Council of Chiefs in that state will be the one that will preside. So that was how we created it. And in that constitution too, no chief
is above any chief.
No
No
chief.
chief has the power to suspend or declare any chief without recourse to the Council of Chiefs. So that was what we created then. Unfortunately, we were unable to register it because Chief Oluke had an accident and died, and then we arrested the issue, and then we'll continue like that. But what is so funny is that the same constitution that I drafted with Chief Bolarinwa in 1993 is what those guys who went to start the Supreme, whatever name they call it, SKCI, used as a framework to start their rubbish that they started.
Okay, Father, now thank you so much for that point. Now, Father, I want to ask you a question. At that point where we are now, you already said a lot because yes, I was trying to follow the chronology, sequential arrangement of your plans then for the registration for the Constitution. Okay, Father, was that you talked about registration? Was that registration, the registration of the club, was it a right step in the right direction?
Then which one?
The SK because you said you could not register due to the unfortunate incident that happened to late Chief Oluke, right? But now you said what is funny is that same constitution. I'm glad you did not say selation because I'm still coming to ask you what is the difference between selation and constitution. So you said that constitution is that they use that same constitution. This you said the people that registered the SKCI. So the question is,
let me now say this. If they had used what we had in that constitution, and they are taking permission from the Council of Chiefs, there's no problem.
If they had used that constitution and if they are taking permission,
the constitution that we wrote is not perfect.
Yeah,
that is just a contribution that we had. In actual fact, in that constitution, we did not have we don't have a BOT. We had a National Working Committee.
National Working
Committee, the Zonal Council of Chiefs, the Zonal Chiefs, and the AB National Chief are the cross of that National Working Committee. We now added Akaba Chiefs and some fellowships to join in that activity. So to help them, to guide them. We did not want, hold on a second.
Okay.
We did not want to take away power from the student. The club is owned by the student, and it will remain so. So the rule of the National Council or National Working Committee with the archivers and fellows there is to guide those students in what they do, but not to control them.
So that
means, to tell them what to do.
Okay, that means due process was not followed. You said if they had used
you see, in 1988-89 year, I remember very well that the Council of Chiefs then set up a committee to draft a constitution for the Comradium for the purpose of registering the club. The only governing body in the Kegels Club today is the Council of Chiefs. Anything that is done outside that Council of Chiefs is null and void.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Nothing. Yeah.
Null and void. I'm sorry for.
And hold on. The Council of Chiefs is mainly constituted by AB Chiefs.
Okay, that is.
They are the ones with the executive power to.
I keep boom. All right. Okay.
They are in the advisory role. So the ABTVCs own the Council of Chiefs. We go there as advisors. Yes.
They own the Council of Chiefs.
Yes. The ABTVCs owns it.
So that means if you want the body to ratify whatsoever the registration is going to look like.
Exactly. They are the executives. They are the one with the power. That's why they are called the AB. We are the XY. We are the XY. The grip to rule again. It's not possible.
Okay. Wherever you are watching from, if you are just tuning in, this is Diaspora Gyration Live, episode 100 and episode 151 with Mr. Gyration TK, and the topic we are treating today is restructuring of Comradium. My guest has really said a lot. He's talked about the constitution that was drafted in 1993. Furthermore, he said, if if the constitution was rightly used and the right step is being followed by getting ratification from the council of chiefeses, mainly constituted by all AB chiefeses as the executive of the club, then it would have been a right step in the right direction.
Let me add this.
Okay, sir.
I said that because nothing has changed in the club. I think the reason why we are having problems is because any chief that becomes XY still has the power to decay and suspend, which I consider to be an executive power. And I've said it on your show before, if you remember, maybe 2 years ago or a year ago, that all XY chiefs to Akaiba should be stripped of their power to decay and suspend. And if that is done, that will make us to understand our role, that we are holding the title of the chief after we leave office as honorary.
We are holding the power of incubation.
Yes, as honorary. Yeah. Those who have the power of the chief are the AB chiefs. I stand to be corrected on that.
All right, thank you. Yes, Supreme Comradium, if you are just tuning in, this is Diaspora Gyration Live episode 151. And my guest on today's program is Chief Oluwaseyi Oduyala Metusela, National Headquarters, one-time presiding officer, 8990 Kege. And we are talking about restructuring of Supreme Comradium. Okay, Father, let us look at it this way. You talked about the Council of Chiefeses, the Supreme Council of Chiefeses, and the Council of Chiefeses. During when you were analyzing the roles and functions of each of the zonal chairman or state chairman, you talked about some roles, some powers. That means state council. State council does that. That means state council is different from Supreme Council of Chiefeses.
Now, you see, the title Supreme Council or Council of Chiefeses is semantics. Supreme Council of Chiefeses and the Council of Chiefeses are the same thing.
Okay.
Because we say Supremos Comradium, we say Supreme Comradium. So if you say Supreme Council of Chiefeses, we are also referring to the Council of Chiefeses. They are not two, they are just one. We can call it
in a case where AB National or AB World is not in council.
Yeah.
So if Ogun State Chiefeses come together, are they going to be addressed as Supreme Council of Chiefeses or Council of Chiefeses?
They are the Ogun State Council of Chiefeses.
Council of Chiefeses. So when
you can say they are the Supreme, you can say the Ogun State Supreme Council. You see, the word Supreme confuses us. Just like when they use the word pardon, there's nothing called world pardon. Just take that truth. There's nothing called world pardon. No chief has the power to pardon anything without the Council of Chiefeses. If the Council of Chiefeses decide to suspend anybody or decay anybody, that person cannot be, the suspension cannot be lifted by a singular chief, or the person decay cannot be recalled by a singular chief without recourse to the Council of Chiefeses. Any chief that does that risks suspension because no chief has any war pardon. That's a fact. I'm stating that clearly. No chief has any war pardon. And if a chief decays a comrade, and any chief believes that that decapitation is wrong, the comrade decayed has the right to appeal. And that appeal could be heard. And if it is wrong, then the comrade could be decayed, and the chief who decayed him could be punished. But for one singular chief to think they have war pardon, to grant pardon to anything, that does not exist in the Comradium. That is a fallacy.
So, okay, invariably, I want everybody listening, I just want everybody watching and listening to get a fact, because we all are learning. Does that mean even AB National or AB World cannot single-handedly suspend any chief?
No, I did not single-handedly suspend any chief.
Without the unanimous agreement, concurrence of the Council of Chiefeses.
You see, my chief, there were elders that sat on your elders' night, right? Before you were picked as a chief.
Correct.
Elders sat on my own elders' night too, before I was picked as a chief.
Correct.
The elders, the AB chief was an elder that night. He was not wearing his regalia, right?
Yes.
And the elder of that Ilia chairman that elders night, right?
Correct.
The same way they did in your Ilia is what they did at the national headquarters, what they did at the world headquarters at Ilia Meliki.
So
all TVCs were selected the same way. All TVCs were coronated the same way. They say in Yoruba, "Aparo kon ogaju kon lo, apetoba gori ebe." So there are precedents where we have seen the AB National Chief and the AB World Chief be suspended by the Council of TVCs. That speaks volume. That tells you that the Council of TVCs is supreme. The Council of TVCs is beyond any individual.
Any individual.
So in 2017, the AB National and AB World Chief were suspended because they walked out of the Council of Chiefs at Ife. You remember that time? I know. So they were suspended. In 2000, January 2000, AB National Chief, now XY, was suspended because he did not attend the Council of Chiefs mutation for 1 month, and he observed that suspension. So there's a precedent to that. In 1986-87 year, going to 87-88, 3 World Chiefs were suspended because they got involved in the elders' night of their Ilia or what they call that. So that shows you that the AB National and the AB World Chief is just a title. They are chiefs too. Because they are chiefs of Ife, they call them World Chief. Because one is chief of UI, they call them National Chief. That does not make them superior over other chiefs. That is a statement of fact, and I stand to be corrected on that.
Okay, thank you, my chief. All right, this question is going to be so controversial. And because I've read a lot of your write-up on Facebook about K Guys Club, about what is going on in, and you have really stated your facts, and you have really stated your own opinion. You said it, and you said you are standing by it. Father, is it relational? Like I don't know. Do you recognize the SKCI? I don't know if if we have one. Is it relational for the SKCI stroke the BOT to take over the role of the Council of Chiefs by writing to schools, to school authorities?
Chief, I have stated my position on that, and I told you the only recognized authority in the Comradium, the governing body we have is the Council of Chiefs. There is nowhere in any selection that the Comradium sealed that they changed the name of the Kegai Club to SKCI. There's only one time that happened. That was 86-87 year when Tony Ogidi was the AB World Chief and Kayode Adeyemi Oluke was the AB National Chief. And they switched the name Pawan Dikas Club to Kegai Club. Though we, Ibadan, have been answering Kegai Club from inception since 1971. But the whole Comradium
Adopted that
changed the name from Pawan Dikas Club to Kegai Club in 86-87 year. That was done by the AB Chiefs then in 1986-87. That is all I know.
Not
even
so,
as at now, the only thing I recognize, the only name I recognize is the Kegai Club, not even Kegai Club International, because the Kegai Club International was not a name sealed by the Comradium. I'm not sure whether it was the Council of Chiefs that sealed Kegai Club International. I'm not really sure of that. I'm not going to say that. So I know that when I was a chief as a Conrad, I only know the Kegai Club, my letterhead at the University of Ibadan. Check the letterhead of the Kegai Club National Headquarters. You will never see international there. It's called the Kegai Club. So the Council of TBCs has the power to change the name, to adopt any constitution for registration. That is the only body that I still know until that changes. As per the SKCI, according to what happened in 1980, let me quickly plug my laptop before it fails.
Please don't allow it to fail.
So, the SKCI did not get permission from the Council of Chiefs before they changed the name. They did not get permission from the Chiefs before they set up their board of trustees. And to me, as far as I'm concerned, and there's a confusion.
Father, you are too much. I'm here.
Yeah, there's a confusion because on the letterhead of the letter that the AB World Chief wrote recently, it says Supreme Kegels Club International. And on the letter that Chief Olumide Oniyere wrote, he spelled the Kegels Club as double G, and he called it Supremos Kegels Club International. So we do not know which is the real name that they have. And then there's another name registered in 2003 or 2004, 5 thereabout, called Kegels International.
Kegels International.
Yeah, that's another registered name. That was registered as a business.
A business?
Yeah, that was registered as a business. So what I want to tell you is that as far as Samuel Oluwaseyi Odiola is concerned, and the Lagos State Hemisphere has already said it, Supreme Kegels Club International or Supremos Kegels Club International, either with the double G or single G, is not recognized in the Comradium. The Council of Chiefs, I am very sure that the Council of Chiefs as it is right now, has not recognized that entity. So whatever that entity has done, and let me tell you too, that SKCI that was registered, that wrote letter to schools and all that stuff, is inactive according to Corporate Affairs Commission. Inactive. It has been active since 2017. That means they have not even paid for the registration, to renew the registration. So whoever writes a letter on the name of that SKCI is doing an illegal thing, because as far as it's concerned, from the CAC, that name SKCI is inactive. So it is not a duly registered club as claimed by Chief Olumide Oniyere in his letter. That's a lie. And as a lawyer, when you're writing and lying, that is impersonation.
Okay, Father, there is a question. Somebody sent a question now. Let's see. This is the question. He said, sir, if we don't have international, how come do we have one to be addressed as world headquarters and national headquarters?
You see, thank you for the question. What I said is this. I'm not going to talk about how come. I said when I was a chief and up till now, I'm not sure whether it is, I said I don't know whether it's in the selection that the name Kegels Club International was sealed by the Council of Chiefs. Yeah, that's what I said.
That was what you said.
Yeah. So if it is sealed, but if it is not, like I said, I know that as far as national headquarters is concerned, our letterhead reads the Kegels Club. So I'm not sure, but I can ask the AB National now to shine me that selection if there is a selection that says the name of the club should be changed to Kegels Club International. When the name was changed in 1986, it was changed from Supreme Kegels Club, from Pawande Club to Kegels Club, to the Kegels Club. So if there's a change in the name to Kegels Club International, I'm not aware whether it is in the selection. I'm not really sure about that.
Okay, Father, because I know you love gyration. Let us just have this gyration from Oracle, because you are an Iberian chief. Metisela will get changed.
I hereby introduce and thank the title of this work as a Iberian gyration for the celebration of Carabinity. May you all work together. Ladies and gentlemen,
like at this. Chief Seyi Oduyela, àwọn yẹn ṣe gbẹlẹ mú dénúdénú. Okay. Yes, for those of you listening, if wherever you are watching from, this is Diaspora Gyration Live, episode 151, with Mr. Gyration TK, the Cultural and Diaspora Kegisi Ambassador. And on the program today is my Boget and Hyperbaski chief. Some people call him Chief Controversy. He is none other than Metusela Chief National Headquarters, AB National 8990 Kege, in person of Metusela Chief Oluwaseyi Oduyela mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ dárúkọ. Wọ́n tún wá add orúkọ ẹ̀ sí Samuel yóò. All right, Father. Thank you so very much for making our time out of your busy schedule. But Father, there is something. Like last week, we treated a topic about world and national the bane of comradic cataclysm. Do you agree with that?
That what?
That national and world, they are the bane, they are the cause of comradic cataclysm.
When you lay a claim, you have to give an example.
Okay.
When you give the example, you have to provide evidence. So can you give me one example and evidence?
Okay, that was the question, because when there is rivalry between world and national, there can never be peace in Comradium. You said something, you said, if you have the opportunity to serve again, you're going to serve with Chief Yomi Gbajumo 10 times again. That means there was cooperation, there was understanding. You believe there is life after Comradium, and you said you have no track record. But the team, the Council of Chiefs, the team, you gave the credit to the team. But in a situation where you have fractions, when world and national, when world goes this way, national goes this way, then that means there is division. Unity is not in diversity. Is that not enough to divide Comradium? Is that not enough to bring the glory of Comradium?
There is no evidence of the national headquarters going one way against the world headquarters. There is no evidence of that. You see, I will say this in response to your question. Today or last night, there was a piece that I read written by Chief Tony Ogidi. Hold on a second. Who is that? Come in. So sorry. He was making references to national headquarters being named national headquarters by one chief of Ife in 1981-82. And what I remember, and I began to see some citations flying around about that year, 1980, 81, 82. And on that citation, it wrote Kegai's Club. But Ife was still Pamandeka's Club until 1986-87. So how can Ife write Kegai's Club in 81-82? So that's somebody who doctored that selection. And Chief Tony Ogidi has forgotten. It was the chief that presided over my initiation as a war chief in 1987 when I was initiated. But he has forgotten that the name of the club as Ife changed to Kegai's Club in 1986-87. So how can a selection appear in 1981 referring to the Kegai's Club as the name of the club then, when that was not the name of the club? That's number one. There have been so many stories about the origin of the club flying around. They were not from UI, they were from people from Ife, individuals from Ife. I'm not going to refer to the whole world headquarters as that.
Father, please give me 1 second.
Okay.
Please, if you are sending me any message, like I said, the WhatsApp message number is right pinned on the program there. +1 551 722 0239. If you send me a message on my personal phone, I may not check it all through the program. That was why a line is being designated for that. Okay, Father, because continue before I ask you this question. The question came in.
Okay.
This, Father, continue. Just continue, Father.
So, what we do at the University of Ibadan is not to fight, but to set records straight about how things is done in Comradium. And I don't think that should be seen as having clashes with Ife or world headquarters. I have personal friends among them. And if I'm coming to Nigeria, one of the people that will first know that I'm coming is Desta. Desta was the chief many years after me. And I remember that in when it was AB chief and there was about to be cataclysm in Iliameleki coronation, when Bola Junai, may so rest in peace, was to coronate his son, and there was crisis, I was there. They started coming to me and said, what can we do? So we agreed to this to dissolve the earlier constituted Council of Elders. And another ones were reconstituted, and I had to be there as an observer on behalf of the Council of Chiefs. And that was why we were able to resolve the crisis there. So it is possible that some times that we will have misunderstanding over issues, but I don't think that is the reason why there is a crisis in the club. The reason why there are crises in the club is not because the IFE and the UI people are fighting. It's because there are issues that needs to be resolved.
Issues that needs to be resolved.
Yeah. And that is one of them. The SKCI aberration is one of them. The abomination called SKCI is one
abomination.
Of them.
Father, the AB World of 8990 kg is live on the program. I'm talking about Metisela Chief Ololajulo. I'm talking about Chief Abayomi Olusegun Bajumo. He is live watching. Father, I welcome you onto today's program. Okay, Father, a question somebody asked. Is that my question to Chief Sheyo Julia is National Headquarters aware of any issued keg of office outside Nigeria?
Any issued keg of office?
Yes, yes, as in that is being issued outside Nigeria.
I don't think it's national headquarters, it's the Comradium that you asked that. And I think the whole Comradium knew that there was one that was issued during the time of Desta, and that created Ilya the Queen. And I remember that I was in US when the issue of Chicago came up, and they wanted to create an Ilya there. And I asked the question that, do they have a school? An Ilya must be affiliated to a school. And I was later told that one chief in Ife granted keg of office to some individuals in Chicago, in US, and named them Ilya Windy. And they are not affiliated to any school, and it was just people on their own who started coronating themselves and all that stuff. And I was told later, maybe was it last year, that keg of office has been withdrawn. So I think I'm aware that there's only one Ilya outside Nigeria, which is Ilya the Queen, and I've actually participated in 2 of their coronations.
Okay, Father, the final question, because Africa in here is Nigerian, goes to want to say very big thank you also, because you find out you had to go, despite the fact that the network was going by the way of Akilapa Akilese. Father, this one, let us just look at it. The restructuring of K-Guys Club. What is the best way do you think this club can be restructured?
Let's go to the Council of Chiefs. Let the AB Chiefs. It is wrong for us to think that the AB Chiefs don't have the sense of organization. I have been monitoring the activities of the current AB Chiefs, and I can tell you, if I am to give them point, I'm going to give them 100%. This was a Council of Chiefs that met in the face of COVID to decide the case of a chief who was caught as a member of a secret court. In the face of intimidation, with the risk of COVID, these AB Chiefs met and made out justice. And there was another one that happened in Ilorin recently, that they went there to discuss another issue too. I have not seen anything wrong in these AB Chiefs. I was once like them. I was an AB chief when I was age 23. Ahmed Latif, the pioneer of Akete, was 21 years old when he was AB chief. Yomi Dajumo was about 2 years older than me. Whoa. We are all in our 20s. And none of our archivers were involved in how we reign as AB Chiefs. Are you listening to me? So
Right.
if they were involved, they were at the background advising us on what to do. I'm not ruling out the wisdom of the older people. We have done this before, we didn't do it well, so we have to guide you guys to do this. But you cannot impose on them. Let us bring everything to the Council of Chiefs. No secret anywhere, no secret meeting outside that place. If you are a chief, you must respect that Council of Chiefs because you are once a member of that Council of Chiefs as an AB chief. And then you should remember that as far as the club is concerned right now, as at this time, 9:21 p.m. in Nigeria, the only governing body in the club is a Council of Chiefs. No more, no less. Until that changes tomorrow or in the next 5 minutes. But as far as I'm concerned, that is the governing body. Whatever any archival which fellows do outside that, they will bring it to those people as advice. They will submit this is our suggestion. It is not left for those AB chiefs to accept it or reject it. But we can let them see reason. And even if you are restructuring, we do not need to take control of the club. The club is not pirate. The club is not Rotary Club. It was formed by a student for students. And that is why if you feel like you still want to be part of the club and you are not a student anymore, go and join the GKAC or what they call it, or go to any fellow convergence where you can gyrate. But you cannot. I'm 55 years old. I have people that are over 60. Chief Pull Your Money is the third chief of national headquarters, is 70 years old. Can you imagine him now coming from Abuja to come and dictate to you and say, this is how you have to behave? No. We have all had our time. And that's why we have graduated. I have not seen where alumni association will come and begin to control the student union of any school. It's not done. It's not done.
Oh, thank you so very much. Somebody is saying something, but somebody is talking about, somebody said the student cannot do it alone. If you listen critically to what Chief is saying, Father what you were talking about, he said that the AB chiefs, it is not right for us to think that the AB chiefs are dumb or they don't know what they are doing. Regardless, no matter what we want to do, we should bring it and table it before them and make them see reason why this is necessary.
Okay, let me quickly answer that person. In 86, 87, I'm sorry that I have to use this example. The Council of Elders in Ife elected a chief, and an Akava chief of Ife feel that the candidate they chose was not his own candidate. So he nullified the sitting and constituted another sitting on the day of the coronation and elected somebody else and coronated that person. The Council of Elders in Ife, who were the students, wrote to the Council of Chiefs to report it. Those who made decision to resolve and restore order were the AB chiefs of 87 Kegia. And they restored it by suspending the Akava chief, Chief Arake. He was suspended for 3 years. Chief Tony Ogidi, who was the AB chief that allowed his Akava to overrule him, was also suspended. The Council of Chiefs did that. So what are we talking about? All these archivers have been there forever. And we have been hearing rumors of cultism in the Comradium. They have not done anything. These present AB chiefs did something. They achieved and declared a cult member from the Comradium. So why do you think they didn't do it alone? Archivers assisted them. We did not control them. We advised them. That is the role. I'm not saying that as an AB chief, archivers advised me. My fathers came to advise me. I'm not referring to fathers in national headquarters, fathers from other aliases. We shared from them. We listened to them. But they did not tell us how and this is how we must do it. That's advisory. So I will never, as long as I see where they bid, the capital and the Agbada as a chief of the Kegas Club, I will not support any control of the student club. I will not support it.
Any outside control?
No.
Any external control aside from the all right. Thank you so very much. You have really said a lot, Father. We really appreciate your comment. You have really said a lot that the archivers, Methuselah, should serve as advisory body to this Council of Chiefs, and they should allow the Council of Chiefs to rule the club because they are the incumbents. They are the executive
My
of the
chief,
club.
when you achieve your Ilia, people will now say during the time of Tashere, would they say during the time of your father when you were AB? No.
No.
Whatever decision you make is in your name. It was in the time of Tashere, it was the time of Sheyi and Yomingba Jumo. They will refer to your time. Whatever advice you take from them is on you because the buck stopped at your desk.
All right, Father, we really appreciate. But before we go, Father, the last one, we're talking about restructuring of Comradium. We noticed that silation has always been in and out, plus and minus, whatsoever that was sealed in 1990, the 1991 can just say no. 1991, there is no continuity and a lot of things. Do you think in order to restructure Comradium, do we need silation or constitution that can be subject to for a certain number of years?
Thank you so much. You see, let me say that I consider the silation as a bylaw.
A bylaw.
So, and I think Chief Ahmed Latif said something that why can't we have chiefs during the chiefs mutation to be the one to be writing the minute of meeting? What we call silation is a minute of meeting that we did. So, but when restructuring comes in and the club becomes registered, then we will now be using constitution instead of silation. Some of those things in the silation can be adapted into the constitution. That's why I said that when we drafted the one we did in 1993, we felt that after the registration, we can come back and see what is useful in the silation to incorporate it into the constitution. So once the club is registered, we cannot continue to use the silation anymore. Silation will just be a minute of meeting. And even if we do it, it's going to be a bylaw. And we also need an adoption before it can be accepted to be an amendment to the constitution. That's
okay. Thank you, my chief. On behalf of everybody, we want to say a very big thank you. But before I go, my chief, what should be the first step? What should be the first step of this restructuring in the case of SKICBOT?
It's raining and it's noisy.
Oh, okay. What should be the first step towards restructuring Comradium?
Can you type the question?
Okay, I will type the question. Now,
it's raining.
Oh, sorry. No wonder the network is going haywire. Okay. What should be the first step towards reconciliation? Restructuring. Okay, I sent it to you, Father.
Send it to me as a text on my WhatsApp. So
I did that already, Father. I did that already. Yeah, I can hear the sound of the rain. Okay, Father, hold on. All right, that is the question.
Yeah, the first step towards restructuring is for the Council of Chiefs to meet and let us set up a committee to look into the possibility of registering the club. Let them come out with a we need to set up a committee comprising of AB chiefs and archivers, including our fellows too. That's what we need to do. At the Council of Chiefs, not outside that, not on WhatsApp groups, not on Telegram groups, Council of Chiefs. There's nothing wrong in meeting there. And for us to allow them to do, we are older than them, we don't know more than they do, we are not better than them. I believe that. We are not better than all these students, we are not. So it is wrong for us to assume that we know more than they do. How many of us, what did most of us achieve when we were ABs? It's because now we are now looking at it in retrospect. Some of the mistakes we made, we're now making that to make us look better than them. I don't think so. These ABGVCs, the present ABGVCs, have been adding the Comradium well. We should give them that credit.
The first step is they should come together.
They deserve it.
Fellowships, all I am carrying all over the galaxy, to come together to think of the best possible way to what? To do or to register. That means the registration of the SKIC should be forgotten or dissolved and start all over.
Honestly, those people behind the SKCI should be brought before the Council of GVCs to be questioned. I'm serious. What they did is mutiny. It's a fact. You don't have the right to write a letter on behalf of the Kegas Club when you don't have the mandate to do that. It's wrong. And it's only because we have been taking it lightly. I think it should be taken seriously. All this issue of SKCI, it is illegal. And it's uncomradic. Honestly, those people involved should be brought to the Council of GVCs for punishment. I am very serious about it. That is my position.
Those people, the orchestrators, those people.
My chief, I said, guys, the everyone chief wrote a letter. And in that letter, he actually indicted the ward headquarters, which was done wrongly. He wrote a letter in March to Chief President Obasanjo on Kegas Club International letterhead. And a few days ago, he wrote another letter on the letterhead of Supreme Kegas Club International, SKCI. So he has created confusion for the Comradium right now. Lagos State Hemisphere say they don't recognize SKCI because was not constituted by the Council of GVCs.
Okay.
And now there's another club registered as Kegat International as a business. Nobody is looking into that.
Registered by who?
By Chief Arake and Chief Olumide Oniyire.
Same people in the SKCI?
Exactly. So what business are they constituting? What business are they transacting that they register the Kegas Club as a business? Nobody is asking that question. I'm asking the question now, that why did they register Kegat International as a business? What business are they transacting? And what has been, so those are so much questions that all these issues should be brought to the Council of GVCs. As simple as that.
Okay, Father, thank you so very much. We have to go. Thank you. But before I go, let me just ask. The issue of the war, the issue of Eastern Hemisphere, the Eastern Hemisphere breaking out, and other aliases, other hemispheres threatening to break out. What step do you think we should follow? What do you think we should do in order not to allow other hemispheres to break out? All right, on this note, I can see the network is bad. The network is bad. Yes, on this note, I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you, wherever you might be watching from. Okay, Father, the question was, the issue of the world, the Eastern Hemisphere, how do you think we can bring back the Eastern Hemisphere? And how do we prevent the Water Hemisphere and other hemispheres that want to break out?
The AB National actually is handling that. He has written to the two parties in the Water Hemisphere, and I can assure you that issue will be resolved.
Did he write on behalf of Supreme Comradium?
AB National is working on that, yeah. He has written, and ABGVCs knew about it. He has written letter to the two leaders there, to the two parties there.
All right.
Yeah. That is not what I can.
The gods are wise. Thank you so very much. On this note, I want to go ahead. But before I go, I want to ask a question, but not today. All right. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to you, sir, for making our time out of your business schedule, despite the fact that the network was trying to go by the word Akilapa. But you still stood your ground to say, Irolepa, Aiko, Gogo Leno. All right. Network is
nice. Beside the rain.
Yeah. Okay, Chief Olujimi of Iliadu Metisela, of Iliadu Meleke, Father, I say, LSF Nepa, you are too much. Bisami Falake, you are too much. Happy birthday to all I'm carrying. Those that are celebrating their birthday today, those that celebrated yesterday, happy birthday in happy birthday, happy belated birthday. And those that will be celebrating tomorrow, happy birthday in advance to every one of you. And also, don't forget, Mr. Gyration Talent Hunt is still on. The form is out, and also the audition will be coming up very, very soon. Mina Awulus, I want to say a very big thank you. Till I come your way next week. Thank you so very much. God bless you, Chief Sheyi Otuyela. God bless you, sir. I love you. Comradium loves you.
Thank you, my chief.
Yeah, too much, sir. All right. Chief Olusoji Jacob, happy birthday in Harias. Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel and subscribe, Mr. Gyration TV. Petrona obi to see ya wero si maye o. Olusoji Jacob wero si maye. Ẹlẹsẹ fún nepa wero si maye. Chief Seyi Otuyela wero si maye. Olujimi Oluyinka wero si maye. Chief Yomi Gbajúmọ̀ wero si maye. Bọ́láńlé Kevin wero si maye. Tiku wero si maye. Ọlámíyàn Adébọ̀wálé wero si maye. Aṣẹ́rẹ́ Pàtẹ́kọ̀ wero si maye. Adéyẹyẹ Emmanuel wero si maye. Ọlá Súnkànmí Ṣọlá wero si maye. Gbogbo àgbáyé wóró sí máa yẹ o. Wóró sí máa yẹ o. This is the voice of Chief Oracle of Ilya Meneki. Oyemeku ni o. Ashere Kwateko wóró sí máa yẹ. Wóró sí máa yẹ o. All right, till I come your way next week again. I love you all. May God bless you. Bless you. Bless you all. See you out in next week. Wọ́rọ̀ sí máa yẹ ọ́. Ẹlẹ́mu àkáyé wọ́rọ̀ sí máa yẹ ọ́. Ẹbí sọ mí Fọlákẹ́ yeye oge wọ́rọ̀ sí máa yẹ ọ́. Kòkòrò. Good night. I love you all. God bless you. Till I come your way next week.
Param pam.